Welcome to Super Happy Dragon Lucky. The show will begin momentarily.
America's not the government, people. The America is you. It is the Grand fucking Canyon, the Rocky Mountains, the deserts of the Southwest, the Pacific fucking Ocean, the Atlantic fucking Ocean. It is the grandest continent. And what the fuck have you people done? You have turned yourself into sheep, every goddamn one of you.
Hello, welcome to Super Happy Dragon Lucky, the Dragonchain update show. This is the first show of 2024. Happy New Year. It is the year of the dragon, which is important, hopefully. So this is the Dragonchain update show. This is episode Ebony 6, that is 0xe6, which is the 231st consecutive episode. AMA every week, so on, so on. Different formats, of course, through the years, but we've come to a pretty efficient format. And let's see here. Reminder: nothing on this show is financial advice, and make sure you stay tuned after the updates for an AMA, the weekly AMA. So this week on the regular updates for Dragonchain, we have Super Happy Dragon Lucky's distribution from last week. That is this show, the governance NFTs, the governance lot, to decide how this show moves forward and what we change in the show and so on. Last week's episode created 1,126 lot, 1,126 separate NFTs. There was one question, only one question for 563 lot. The host, me, received 281 lot, and Dragonchain received 282 lot. So that's good. Next, we go to the regular updates for Den.Social. The January 2024 layer creation process, LCP, proposal phase is now live. So get in there. The number one proposal as ranked by unique voters was, so this is from last week, so sorry, these didn't get updated. So the last month podcast and censored news and information was created. That should be there. You should be subscribed. Go in there and check for updates to their interfaces and their avatars and description, things like that needs to happen at the beginning. Anyway, the proposal phase, though, is for what's happening this month, and it will run for 1 week. So make sure you get a layer proposal in, and ideally one that's not a duplicate. I saw one actually this morning that was already in. So good stuff. Thank you very much. All proposals have to be entered by next Monday, January 15th. And the commitment phase will begin pretty much right after that on Tuesday, January 16th at 10 a.m. Eastern and 1500 UTC. So make sure you get in there and participate in that. Coffee with Den, the next update for Den.Social is on hold as Dave gets still settled in his new environment. Hopefully he comes back soon. And DenDAO updates. There's no DenDAO meeting this week. It was last week. I need to apologize to everyone that the timing is just really bad for me. I get in with the family after hours and I just totally miss it. So I need to set an alarm. I need to do something better, or we need to move it. I think it's kind of hard for a few other people to join in as well. So we need to talk about that. But as of right now, it is scheduled for next Thursday at 1900 Eastern and 0 hour UTC. Everyone's welcome to join. It's just a meeting. You don't have to have your camera on. I do believe that you might, well, one way or another, you can participate with just audio, or you can come in into the comments and ask questions there, or even better, post something into Den if you want to discuss something. There's a lot that we could talk about for sure. Next, we go to World Blockchain Roundtable updates. In case you missed it, last week's episode was biggest blockchain winner and loser 2023. It was essentially the year-end episode. It was really a lot of good info. Go watch and share it. The more views it gets the first week, the more all the participants will get. And episode 137 airs today at 1100 Eastern, just about 50 minutes from now, 1600 UTC. The topic is blockchain to recover stolen property. Make sure you leave a blockchain related question or subject to discuss. I do believe there are already a few questions up. And there might be a reason with things going on in current events to call an audible and maybe divert the show to something else. I'll ask everybody at the beginning of the show as long as I'm there. So that is everything. And so while I go through here and refresh the AMA questions, make sure that you use this time to like, comment, to subscribe and share the show today. Hey, Coca-Cola's in. Thank you for the greetings. Hopefully everything's going well after the beginning of the year. Let me scroll down here and find the first question from Daily Dragon. So, could Dragonchain tech be deployed as a superior and as available for public LAN security, easy download, similar to a McAfee digital secured desktop install? I would like to download it for my own network devices, cell phone, desktop, tablet, laptop, maybe even a functioning internet browser extension. Maybe a wallet like MetaMask or even something like DuckDuckGo. I would really like to house the iconic dragon emblem on my internet browser. Yes. Now, as it is, the current implementation, and we've gone through. I think this is the third or fourth. Well, probably more than that, but third or fourth major version that the Dragonchain has existed in since the early days at Disney. Obviously, some of the first code at Disney was never released, but the history is there, minus a few things that were, that we were forced to pull out for proprietary info and things like that. But generally, the best thing to do to kind of answer this question or to know how you could do this, and it's not necessarily an easy thing, but it's not that hard either, is if you were to look at the Dragonchain white paper, it describes everything somewhat in the abstract. It gives a few details on here's some base level implementations for transaction structures and things like that. But generally, you could do all these things. You could do a lot of really crazy things, and we haven't had a need or a driver to do some of these things. But yeah, like the browser extension that you mentioned, also the the ability to run a node on a device, and it depends on what you want to do with that, right? Like, say, many things could be operated as if it's just a client device, even though it could have its own chain locally as well. And you can do a lot of this with really small footprint. We've kind of demonstrated that with a couple of the like, say, the L2 implementation or the L4 implementation in particular. But if we had a driver to do some of this, like, say I have long-term vision that we could very likely reduce the footprint on a lot of these nodes, if there's interest, if there's a driver and a budget, mostly, to get them down so tiny that it would be nearly free to run them. In some cases, you mentioned, like, say, you could run it within a web server itself, which would be, when people viewed a site, it could do certain of these activities. So there's a bunch of interesting things that could be done. There are a lot of open source. I've given talks. There are some slides that exist for some of these things. So anyway, depending upon the actual use, yes. Sorry, it's a very long. I did give you a bunch of energy there too, by the way. Second question from Daily Dragon. You get credited for one, but it looks like this might be an extension of the first anyway. Say if I wanted to hold and protect my crypto on a digital platform, Ethereum, Bitcoin, Dragon, with Dragonchain tech exclusively, like in an app. Is that something within the Dragonchain team and the Dragonchain tech capability? Yes, I wouldn't say that it's built with this as a primary purpose, but it's definitely doable. And yet, a lot of, if you're talking about something like wallet technology, there are more particular that already exists, either libraries or other wallets that could be used for some of that. I would say the reason you might want to use this for history or for audit, or like you said, maybe to wrap an extra layer of security around what already exists. We have some things there that might make a lot of sense depending on what you're talking about, where let's say you have assets like you describe, or let's say you have information that might be as important as those assets, that you could wrap them with a smart contract with arbitrary access requirements, whether it's you have to have biometrics, you have to have some type of multi-factor, you have to have other things to get into that file. The reason it's interesting, because all those things exist without blockchain generally. The reason it's interesting, though, is that the smart contract itself can essentially report onto a blockchain all activity, whether it's an access for a read, an access to change info, to add info, or an access to execute something else that you or it might be more than just a personal requirement that the party or parties that are interested in that info or data or assets would have direct knowledge that that the access happens. You put it into, like, say, what would I say, like something like a health info. Where there might be certain ways that people could get in if you are incapacitated or something else, to find out what your your medical information is. You might have allergies or some other things that you would want people to know if you are passed out, and this would be a way to do that, and to prevent people from abusing the ability to access that information, because it would be readily apparent that somebody is looking at it even though they shouldn't be. Things like that. So excellent questions, and that is all the questions. So thank you very much there. There are no featured posts this week. I don't know if we're going to keep that in place. I need to talk to the team and figure out. There are a couple of other things that we might change up. If you haven't noticed, I'm actually running the show, the producer role. So I might make mistakes here and there, as I typically do when I'm trying to talk and do those things behind the scenes. So if anybody is interested in helping out there, let me know, and we can work something out. Let me see here. We have also, I think that's it. So let's look here. Make sure you join us today for the roundtable. It should be fun. I think we're gonna start getting some more people in there too. Some other people to come into that. Let's see here. I guess in closing, make sure you get some Dragonchain and Den merch at dragonchain.store. Sorry, I see I didn't even have the tab up to do that. I should have done that. Make sure you contribute to Dragonchain's legal fund at legalfund.dragonchain.com. It's important, and hopefully all of that will be behind us sooner or later this year. Again, Year of the Dragon, eclipse coming in April. We'll see how it all pans out. Make sure you watch us again next week. Super Happy Dragon Lucky, same time. And make sure you watch World Blockchain Roundtable today at 1100 Eastern, 1600 UTC. Again, that's like 45 minutes. And make sure you follow Dragonchain, Real Denizens, and Jojo Row. Sorry, the banner here is wrong. It used to be Dragonchain Gang. That needs to be updated. It's Dragonchain, Real Denizens, and Jojo Row on Twitter, X, LinkedIn, and Den.Social. And I think that is everything. Let's cue the outro, and I will see you again. I'll see you in like 45 minutes or something. Okay. Thanks so much.
Yeah. Young Satoshi. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. Dragonchain, 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 Dragonchain. Mine 10 blocks on the blockchain. My ETH father for the got paid. These dragons selling like they hotcakes. We go to the moon like we don't got breaks. If you want to transact on a marketplace, Dragonchain, Dragonchain, Dragonchain. Dragonchain, 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 Dragonchain. Mine 10 blocks on the blockchain. My ETH father for the got paid. These dragons selling like they hotcakes. We going to the moon like we don't got breaks. If you want to transact on a marketplace, Dragonchain, Dragonchain, Dragonchain. My ETH costs more than your rent. I spend my life savings, get a 10. Dragons get the hottest coming next. Me and Joe Rose make a bet. All this shit seem new to me. Mix a blockchain with security. Keeping data safe is the fluency. How could you not fuck with the company?